Here is the real problem with Khamzat Chimaev missing weight that no one is talking about. Now, there is absolutely no excuse for missing weight by 7.5 pounds. Everything and everyone in Khamzat's camp is ultimately under his control. But this is where the real problem is. Khamzat had a chef with him this entire camp and had that chef with him all of fight week. The chef himself is not the problem. He's probably a really nice guy, but what he represents is one of the biggest and most dangerous problems in combat sports right now, and that's weight cut specialist. Now, I've brought this up many times in the past, and I absolutely have no problem with people who genuinely want to help others. That's admirable. But we can't just be fine with people pretending to be something that they are not, and that's adequately educated to do a job that's highly risky. There is a course that qualifies people as weight cut specialists after an extravagantly overpriced 2-day course. This course is taught by people with no education in the area who have simply cut weight themselves in the past and then convinced other fighters to work with them and help them cut weight. This is what happened to Khamzat and other fighters on the card who used weight cut specialists qualified by this 2-day course as opposed to using the free services of the highly qualified UFC Performance Institute dietitians who were on site all week. To demonstrate how scary this actually is, have a look at this conversation between Tyler Minton, someone who has a bachelor's degree in nutrition and is currently completing his master's, and the guy that was looking after Khamzat's weight. It is absolutely ridiculous. Why should we even care about this though? Because as much as we like to dehumanize top-level athletes, you need to understand they are people as well. They are people with families and kids who they have to provide for, and when it comes to assisting them in making weight, you are taking on a responsibility to ensure that they can do exactly that. Athletes who miss weight not only face financial penalties that can harm their careers, there are real health risks that can happen if you don't know what you're doing. You can literally kill someone if you don't understand this stuff. This is the problem, because that athlete is someone's father, mum, son, daughter, sister, or brother. And if you stuff up, there's serious consequences they'd suffer, and so would their families. That's the real issue here, because everyone always talks about how big a problem weight cutting is. But you know what? It's not a problem. Not if you know what you're doing and you can adequately educate the athlete how to do it correctly. But right now we have a huge cohort of people, although well-intentioned, who are doing the exact opposite of that. They're just flooding this community with misinformation and they probably don't even know they're doing it. Yes, Khamzat stuffed up, but he was just doing what he was being told to do, eating the food he was being served and believing what was being said to him. And look what happened. He may have just missed by 7.5 pounds and laughed it off, but I guarantee no one is going to be laughing when someone passes out in the sauna and doesn't wake back up again. I've spoken about this many times before, and it just seems to fall on deaf ears, and I've come to realize that the only time people are going to take it seriously is when something terrible happens, and that's going to be a very dark day for MMA. Again, wanting to help athletes is very admirable, but maybe some people should do that in sports where there isn't such a massive consequence if you get it wrong. Let's be better than this and get a grip on it before something terrible happens to someone's loved one.